Well, good evening. I'm gonna have to get that gap out of there. Hey, how y'all doing? Hey, it's me. How's it going? What's going on? Carmen, Lisa, how's everything? I am tripping actually because I keep finding out different stuff as I'm messing around off camera. I keep finding out all sorts of stuff that's going on with this. And unfortunately, I think sometimes this stuff just kind of surprised me at the last minute, just so y'all know. So, anyway, how y'all doing? What's going on, James? How you doing, man? It's Wednesday. We all here. Everybody's hopefully in good spirits. Hopefully everybody's doing good. And hopefully ain't none of us been drug off to detention. I'm going to take a chance and say everybody's here and all right. Still lots of crazy stuff going on. Y'all know already that over this period of time I've been doing this, I've been plagued with these delays, and I'm figuring out ways to make them shorter. And they're getting a little shorter, and I'm getting happy because, I'm doing this way with putting the comments up, and it had long delays, but I'm working out getting them a little shorter, and I'm feeling good about it. So, and the reason I made the drug off the detention comment is because these people are hell-bent on taking all sorts of rights away from people here in America. It's amazing the stuff I've been hearing every day, the comments that are made by people that are not even in government and what they're okay with, But hey, it is what it is. We gonna have a fight. It's gonna be one hell of a fight. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. It's gonna be a fight. My goodness. But before we get into all of that, all right, let's go into the latest episode of That's Some Crazy Ass Shit. There is just craziness out there today. Absolute craziness. And it's going to be stuck with us. It's just going to be stuck with us. And there ain't nothing we can do about it. Y'all ready for the latest episode of That's Some Crazy Stuff? Sometimes I just had to shake my head. Check this out.
Be the craziest road rage I've ever seen. So she walks up, pulls up her dress, and diarrhea's all over her car. Walks back to her car and smiles for the camera. Did she just diarrhea on my car? Yeah. How can you just diarrhea on command like that? You just got a hot one keistered, ready to go for anyone who pops off. Wherever her destination is, she's showing up on an empty tank.
Well, talk about a crappy situation in Delco. By now, you've seen the video. It's splattered everywhere. The video, that is. Police charging the woman, they say, defecated on another driver's car. It's always awkward when news anchors have to say the word defecating, but here we are tonight. This is the 10 o'clock news. I'm Jason Martinez.
I'm Dawn Timoney. Police say it all started with a case of road rage that quickly escalated into a shocking scene. Our Chris O'Connell is live for us tonight in Prospect Park.
Hey, Chris, the strange case has a lot of people asking a simple question. Why?
A strange case, to say the least, guys. In fact, so strange, many people thought this story was fake. But according to Prospect Park police, the Delco pooper is all too real, and she's under arrest tonight. Can you tell us what happened?
The lady chased me. She chased me and I asked her not to attack me.
That is 44-year-old Christina Solometto being put into a Prospect Park police car. But you may know her by this, now viral video. Police say the Ridley Park mother is the woman seen getting out of her car and, yes, defecating on the hood of the car of another woman. She's seen getting right back into her black Nissan we saw parked outside of her home tonight.
They were both headed in the same direction. They both lived not far from one another. And the woman in the dark colored car thought the woman was following her, which was actually just going home.
The incident happened Tuesday evening near the corner of 4th and Madison, a half a block away from a Little League field where the Delco defecator video has left some neighbors speechless.
I don't know. It's been running through my mind all day since I've heard about it.
Just another day in Delco.
Solometto was booked on charges including indecent exposure, disorderly conduct, and a misdemeanor depositing waste on the highway. As she was getting arrested, Solometto says,
I have a sickness.
She didn't elaborate on the sickness, but the bizarre case has now gotten international attention. Not the kind this police chief wants.
It can't happen in this community. No town wants this to happen in their town. I mean, the recognition a town gets over this kind of thing, it's really unwelcome. We don't want this.
Now, Solometto appeared in front of a judge tonight. According to court records we just checked, she has posted $1,000 bail tonight. Guys?
It's hard to believe,
Most expensive number 2 of her life.
Thank you, Chris.
I've been doing this a while. This is a new one.
Absolutely.
Now, oddly enough, that thing about the other woman living near her and her thinking she was following her, that happened to me some time ago. I left a joint. I stopped at a place after work to get some fish. Stopped at a hole in the wall. And got some fish, left out on my way home. And when I got home, some guys pulled up on me and thought that I was chasing the one guy's wife. No, I did not go poop. I did not go poop. But these guys was gonna do me ill will because they thought I was the guy was driving, thought I was following his wife. And as it turns out, they didn't live far from me, and they thought, and then they realized, oh, this guy just live in the same neighborhood, Nope, I did not think to poop on anybody's car, okay? Let's see, but the point here, and you all know, the point here is if somebody was following you, ladies, if somebody was following you, is the safest thing you can think to do is stop, put your car in park, go behind your car and poop on the person? Is that yeah, I guess I could have got some exposure. But that's like, that's like money. All money ain't good money. And besides, y'all don't want to see me being cuffed and thrown in the back of a vehicle, do you? Y'all don't want to see that. I mean, man. Oh, man. Yeah, I suppose I could have got some good exposure out of that. And I mean real exposure. So, but that's not the safest thing to do if you think you're being followed. That's not the safest thing to do. Wow. I just don't know. But what is the mind? What kind of a mind goes there? What kind of a mind says, ooh, somebody following me? I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to shit on their car. They're going crazy. They're going crazy. It's just people are losing it. I mean, absolutely losing it. And it seems to be vast numbers of people losing it. Just vast numbers of people losing it. A mind that has the virus. You know what? I'm starting to, hey man, you keep saying that. I'm starting to think it's something to that. It might be some kind of a virus that done seeped out of one of these labs. I'm starting to feel like that might be the case. Man. I mean, who thinks that? Who thinks that? And you know what? And you speaking of mental illness, there's a lot of stuff that I think today can be in the realm of mental illness, because there's a lot of things going on that you just can't put it in any other category. You can't put it in any other category. This is mental illness. I mean, what else can you call it? The things that are going on. So, the question is, are we going to survive this? And that's why I tell y'all every evening, put your head on a swivel. Let your head swivel Because if you don't, I guarantee you, if you turn and look that way, or turn and look that way, or look behind you at some point, I bet you're going to see some crazy shit. I bet you're going to see some crazy shit. Because a lot of this stuff, you can't put this in no other category other than mental illness. This is only mental illness. You know, right now, I would like to know, and I wish I haven't seen anything lately about anybody interviewing Trump supporters lately. If you've seen it, let me know. Send me a link to somebody interviewing Trump supporters lately after the airplane and all of this other stuff. Haven't seen anything like that. So if you do, let me know. I tell you what, and to that point, because I'm curious about, you got to be mentally ill to keep supporting this dude. That's crazy. And to that point, today, just before coming on, I'm watching the evening news on CBS. Now, this is on CBS. And you know how I harp on the fact that the media doesn't spend any time with the investigative reporters anymore. There's no investigative guys digging into stuff anymore. It's just fluff all over the evening news. And to that point, the last 5 minutes tonight was spent on the most popular names of the year. Now, I don't know how many of you are sitting out there waiting to find out what the most popular name of the year is. And they spent 5 minutes discussing it. And what's the up and coming name for boys and the up and coming name for girls? And the most popular one for the last 8 years for boys and the last 6 years for girls. And I'm thinking to myself, what the? Who gives a damn what the most popular name is for kids? In today's climate, who gives a damn about that? Do you? I mean, you know, do you give a damn about what the most popular name for a child is today? And they spent 5 minutes on national TV. Okay? With that bullshit. And I was literally just plain disgusted about it. I was just thrown. Just thrown. With all the important stuff that we need to hear. Oh well. It is what it is. Now, back to crazy. Let's have some more crazy. All right? Are you ready? We're going to have a little bit more crazy. And I think about this and I shake my head because I'm like, this always happened to somebody crazy. Check it out.
Kentucky's highest ever Powerball jackpot winner was arrested Wednesday morning in Florida. He is now charged with battery on a law enforcement officer, simple battery, as well as resisting arrest and violating parole. According to court records, 50-year-old James Farthing is a repeat offender in multiple counties here in Kentucky. WKYT's Maggie Rickerby has the story.
Saturday night, James Shannon Farthing won Kentucky's highest ever Powerball jackpot of just over $167 million at Clark's Pump and Shop in Georgetown. We introduced you to Farthing Sunday when he and his mother spoke exclusively to WKYT.
I'm going to Ireland, so for sure.
She wants to go to Ireland, whatever she wants. You know, she's took care of me for all these years, and now it's about her.
Monday, the pair claimed their winnings at the Kentucky Lottery headquarters in Louisville. Then, early Wednesday morning, Farthing was arrested in Pinellas County, Florida. His arrest citation says he was at a hotel Tuesday when an officer tried to intervene in a fight. It says Farthing kicked the officer in the face. James Farthing's criminal record begins here in Fayette County in 1994. Now, he's had several charges in multiple counties, including Laurel, Jessamine, Madison, and Scott counties. Now, some of those charges include engaging in organized crime, burglary, escaping from a detention facility, and drug charges. In our interview with him Sunday, he talked about turning his life around.
I've caused a lot of stress on her. You know, I made some bad decisions in life, and, you know, God's been good because I've kept my faith and done right, and something's happened good for me.
Records say his parole supervision in Garrett County was set to end in August of this year. This is a developing story. Maggie Rickerby, WKYT.
And for now, Farthing remains in jail in Pinellas County, Florida.
Now, $167 million. $167 million. And the first thing you can think to do is go get yourself arrested. Kick an officer in the face. And Lisa, you have to be right. This guy has to be a Trump supporter. Only a Trump supporter could be that stupid. That is incredible. It absolutely is a felony. This guy is no stranger to felonies. It absolutely is a felony. I mean, and maybe he could get the money turned over to his mom. Maybe he can get it just turned over to his mom and, whatever. I mean, it's crazy. Crazy. Again, mental illness can only be in one category: mental illness. And I think I just got something in the wrong order. Anyway, can only be considered mental illness. Now, can any of you imagine where I would have been the day after I won $167 million? Can any of you imagine? You know, could you imagine, just a wild guess, what Jeff would have been doing if he won $167 million? I can tell you one thing. Fighting a cop is not one of them. Okay? I can tell you that. Fighting a police officer is not one of them. $167 million. Lisa, you do know me well. Man, I gotta tell you. Man, I tell you what, some of y'all, shame on how well some of y'all know me. I tell you what. Hey, what is this? So everybody seen the thing. Oh, that's what y'all think of me. You know, hey, it doesn't matter that you're right, okay? Well, at least it won't be a Diddy party. Okay? It will be nothing but adult consent. Ain't gonna be no indictments and affidavits involved. It's gonna be nothing but win-win. Okay? That's all I can say. That's all I can say. I won't be fighting with any police. There won't be any indictments. There won't be any upset folks. It'll be win-win. Now, there may be some baby oil involved. Okay, so be hanging out with Herschel? Hey, now there's a thought, brother. Now, you know what? Now, see, James got the right answer. Right answer. Shit. I know a Republican that's laying low right about now. Hey, shoot. Sipping boat drinks and getting his toenails clipped. Okay? So, I can guarantee you the one thing that I will not be doing is fighting with police. Well, Lisa, I don't know how tight anybody be able to hold on with all that baby oil going on. Because the one thing that Diddy got right is the baby oil. Now, I heard rumors, and I do not have facts to back this up. I heard rumors he was drugging people with the baby oil, but I don't know if that's true. All I can say is I do agree with the baby oil philosophy. Okay? I'm down with the baby oil philosophy. That's for true. So, hey, I ain't no stranger to some baby oil, okay? As a matter of fact, as you can see, my elbows are not ashy. Just for those out there that's wondering. So, and for those of you who know. So there. All right. Anyway. And you know what? Hey, you know, that baby oil is pretty versatile. I'm just saying. So, all right, moving on to the real stuff. Then now I gotta get you into the depressing stuff here. We gotta delve into the depressing. Okay? And matter of fact, yeah, that's what we gonna do. Steve Bannon, up to his old tricks again and his old noise again. I'm about to play you a clip. And in this clip, what I want you to do is listen to Steve Bannon and notice now, right now, Steve Bannon is not in the Trump administration at all. He is not a government employee at all. Okay? So, listen to this clip and listen at how many times Steve Bannon uses the word we. Okay? Listen to the clip. Listen to the word we. Okay? Check it out.
An American citizen, you're here illegally, there's no due process, and I'm telling you, this is coming to a head. We are going to suspend the writ of habeas corpus if the courts keep ruling against this and don't allow these mass deportations to continue, just like President Lincoln. This was an invasion. The country's at war. He's commander-in-chief. It's Article 2 power. And this is going to come.
Are you predicting that will happen, or
first off, there is going to be a constitutional crisis before the court leaves. You know this. You just saw the federal judge in San Francisco last night ruled against him, his Article 2 power to basically rearrange and take, fire people in these agencies, etc. There's a challenge. The only way the Democrats are even winning right now is to delay, to deny is to delay. They have no political operation. They have no counter argument. They have no populist economics. So what they're doing is getting more and more radical on these raids, like they did in New Jersey yesterday. And the judges are trying to stop him. The Supreme Court's going to have to make a decision about President Trump's Article 2 powers, and we're going to see it. And I believe if the courts keep trying to slow him down, you're going to see him, as Stephen Miller laid out pretty well yesterday, and it'll be, I'm sure, developed over time, suspension of the writ of habeas corpus, just like President Lincoln did in the Civil War.
Will Trump run for a third term?
Yes.
So,
and he'll win the third term.
The 22nd Amendment's pretty clear on this, right?
It's pretty clear what his Article 2 power is, and I think we have 250 lawsuits in federal court right now. So when people tell me that, it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear what the president's power is. It's pretty clear what his power is to basically reprogram. And he had a federal judge yesterday gave a temporary restraining order for the entire nation on 21 different agencies. So when I hear that argument, I say, hey, the Constitution's clear on a lot of things until it's defined. President Trump will run again. He will run again, and he will win again, and he'll be the president on the afternoon of January 2029.
Okay. What do you think about that? I mean, talk about crazy. Just how crazy is that? And did you notice how many times he said we, as if he's in charge of something? Did anybody notice that? Whole lot of we. And yeah, man, that is their plan. That is their plan. So that statement he just made is for two things. That statement covers two things. First of all, you know, when he makes statements like that, he's charging up those that's ready to fight. Understand something. Within this 4-year period, I feel confident as hell that there is going to be a fight. Because they are charging up those that are ready to fight. Well, I hate to be the bad news, bro, but he ain't going nowhere and sit down. Because his purpose is to do what he's doing. The second thing that speech was, he was literally letting us know. You understand? Remember how Trump was campaigning and saying all the quiet shit out loud? You know how they say, well, I didn't sign up for this. And Trump sat there at the interview and say, oh, tell them yes, they did. Oh, yes, they did sign up for this. Because they said the quiet part out loud. That's what Steve Bannon is doing right now. The campaign has already started. They're already gearing up for the takeover, the complete takeover. Did you notice he said he did not stutter. He did not delay. Is Trump running for a third term? Yes. And he's going to win. And he's going to take office January 2029. This is going to happen. You understand? That is a person that is preparing you and me for what's going to go down. He is saying, get ready to fight. Get ready to fight, because we're not giving it up. That's what he's saying. He's saying, get ready to fight. Remember, well, you probably don't, but there was one of the architects of Project 2025 who, during an interview, was asked a question about if they implemented the stuff in Project 2025, did he expect there to be bloodshed? And his reply was, only if they don't let us do what we want to do. Hey, Charles, it'll never happen. What won't happen? Tell me what will never happen. that architect of 2025, he said, we would like to do this without any bloodshed. But if they don't allow us to do what we intend to do, there probably will be. He literally said, there won't be if they get out of our way and let us do what we want to do. That means you are either going to live in tyranny or it's going to be a fight. Hey, Charles, let me know what it is you're saying will never happen. Are you saying that Trump won't be elected, or he won't run again, or there won't be any fight? And I'm curious as to which one you meant. Trump will not be going to a third term. Trump will not be going to a third term. I tell you what. I hope that is correct. I hope that is correct. I can say that from what I am hearing from those that are in power now, if you listen to them, and if you heard Steve Bannon, he said Trump has the power to reprogram. Now, that sounded like some crazy shit to me. Their idea of reprogramming is reprogramming the entire country to understand they're in power now, and that's it. That's their message. So, to this, I say, we keep coming around to the two options. And that, my friend, they will not change the Constitution for him. He's through after he finished his term. No, they're not going to change the Constitution for him. Absolutely not. But if you listen to Steve Bannon, he's talking Article 2 power. Read Article 2 of the Constitution. Read Article 2 as it refers to presidential power. There are situations such as during a war or a conflict or an invasion. If you have been paying attention, this deportation thing they've been doing where they want to deport people without any due process. That was done under his Article 2 power, and he invoked a wartime law that a wartime law, and justified it by saying the Venezuelans are invading America. And yes, James, absolutely. Trump is going to try his best to stay in power. He's going to try like crazy to stay in power. But understand some of the things at the bottom of this. Read Article 2 of the Constitution. Just take a minute and read Article 2. The president has a lot of power, and he has already been given an X amount of immunity by the Supreme Court. Remember this. Keep this in mind when you're dealing with the issue of whether he can stay in power. Okay? He has already invoked a wartime law and is calling the Venezuelans coming into America an invasion. Okay? Now just think, between now and the next 3.5 years, what else will he try to call an invasion or a war act or act of war? And during aggression, the president has extended power. Okay? Let's keep that in mind. So, do a little homework and read a little bit, and we'll see. He has laid out the groundwork already. Yes, he has. Yes, he has. That is why this first case, this deportation thing that's in and out of the courts right now, the Supreme Court, they just told him, okay, yeah, you can use that law that you invoked. By saying that, by saying, yes, you can use that law, they acknowledged the Venezuelans coming in as an invasion. You see? By telling him you can use this wartime law that was on the books, 1789 or 1798 law, by allowing him to use that law, they said, yes, the Venezuelans coming into America is an invasion. Venezuela has invaded America. Venezuela has created an act of war. Understand what they're doing. Pay attention. Listen. Listen. Read Article 2 of the Constitution. We are in one heck of a pile of it right now. We're in deep doo-doo. So, two options. Live under a tyrant. Because understand, Pam Bondi, Cash Patel, Stephen Miller, Steve Bannon. Could you imagine how these people will act. Even Marco Rubio. That's the one that's crazy. Marco Rubio, of all people. That's just got me. That's got me. Imagine what these people will be doing if we don't fight. If we all, because you know what? I haven't heard one Democrat, not one Democrat, say anything about fighting. And when I say fighting, I mean actually fighting. You know, none of this double talk about they always say, yeah, we're gonna fight them at the ballot box and we're gonna fight with legislation and all that bullshit. Check this out. They not fighting with legislation. They ain't worrying about the ballot box. Okay? Every time you ask or you hear somebody ask a Democrat, do you think Donald Trump is going to try and run for a third term? They start talking about the Constitution. The Constitution don't allow this, blah, blah, blah. Donald Trump don't care about the Constitution. There's one thing about the Constitution that Donald Trump gives a damn about: Article 2. And how he can use Article 2. I tell you what, I want one of you, this is all of you all's homework assignment. I want you to keep your ears open. Keep your ears and eyes open. And when you hear a Democrat be asked, what if Donald Trump tries to stay in power? When you hear a Democrat say, oh, they're going to be in one hell of a fight. They're going to be in for one hell of a fight. There's going to be fisticuffs. There's going to be bloodshed. I haven't heard one Democrat say anything about bloodshed. And they talk about bloodshed every day. They talk about taking up arms every day. They're training every day. They're buying properties, buildings, big ass buildings, and training to fight every day. Buying arms, riot gear, protection, body protection. You know what? I talk about getting protection on this podcast all the time. I wonder who got it. They're actively engaged in all-out warmongering. I haven't heard any Democrat at all talking about literally fighting for democracy. We hear the ballot box and the Constitution. Legislation. Constitution. Ballot box. I better hear something about some guns and knives and sticks and stones. I ain't heard shit about no guns, knives, sticks, and stones. Because there's one side out there that's literally waiting for the call. See, they not sitting around fucking around. They're literally waiting for the call. So I don't know. I ain't hearing nothing on the talking head shows on Fox and Newsmax. Oh, and at the War Room, old Steve Bannon, they talking about it every day. Ready to go to war. Steve Bannon said they're not giving it back. Literally, not giving it back. Okay. I've said enough. So, I'm going to leave it at that. Y'all listen out and tell me if you hear anybody talk about actually fighting for democracy, fighting for freedom. Right now, the way I feel, all this marching and shit that's going to go on, I'm going to go out there and be behind on the march, probably taking some video. And I'll probably be doing that. But as far as marching, the hell with that. I'm going to be ready when the fight break out. Because right now, I'm feeling like I can't do the slavery thing. I ain't never been built for slavery. So, yeah. You too, Carmen. Have a good week. And we'll see you Friday. And on that note, thanks for hanging out. And I will see you Friday. Be safe. Think about this. Read Article 2. Pay attention. Listen well. Take it easy.